Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie, and I just want to give you a warning now. If you don't like bad language, please do not watch this video because there is going to be some bad language. I just can feel it coming on. So I haven't done a rant for a little while, and I had no intention of doing a rant because I've been concentrating on cases. And trying to talk, we've been talking about different cases, etc. I'm trying to avoid talking about the fucking British government. Excuse me, I've already sworn. Because there's going to be an election this year. There's going to be election. I'm trying to just chill out, rolling up to the election, thinking, oh my God, thank God there's going to be an election. And if this revolting government gets in again, well, do you know what? Britain deserves everything it gets. If they vote this government back in again, if you're a person out there, I'm sorry, but if you're a person out there who's going to vote this revolting government in, if you're thinking of voting for this snaky Sunak and this horrible, horrible government that Britain has got at the moment that has embarrassed Britain all over the world, made me ashamed to be British, I'm sorry, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you if you think you're going to vote for them. Now, what's made me so angry? Well, homelessness, I think, is... And if you haven't ever been in danger of homelessness, you can't possibly understand how it feels. You just can't. Some people never have. They've just been lucky enough never to been in a position where they might become homeless. If you have been in a position where you might become homeless, maybe even you and your children may have become homeless. Lots of people are homeless, and it's not a lifestyle choice like stinking Suella Braverman said it was, trying to ban tents. So God forbid you should have a bit of comfort while you're homeless. But oh no, God forbid that we should do something about homelessness. We're just gonna, criminalize you. That's what they're doing now again. So they've got this new bill now that they're trying to put in. The dogs realise it's fucking terrible, isn't it, Tia? Yeah, it is. Criminalizing homeless people as if they haven't got enough. What they're going to... Well, to be honest, probably if they're going to arrest them and put them in prison, they'd probably be better off than lying there in the streets in the snow and the rain and the sleet and all those things. And look, some people are going to say, oh, well, not everybody's... some people aren't genuine. And I don't give a shit. Most people are genuine. They're homeless. They're homeless. They don't have a home. That means. And now they're going to be criminalised. So let's say what stupid Gillian... Oh, God, I'm just so angry. I shouldn't really do these videos when I'm angry, but I just couldn't help it. I just literally found this on Twitter, came on it by accident, and I just got really angry. I hate them. I hate them so much. And when is this general election? When is it? Anyway, so see what this twonk says. Let's see what she has to say. Gillian Keegan. Yeah, never been in risk of homelessness in her whole life.
Spend a lot of time trying to make sure.
Let me just go back to the beginning. Why is it not going back to the beginning?
We all feel safe.
Watch again.
Should rough sleepers be arrested if they're a nuisance?
Well,
should rough sleepers be arrested if they're a nuisance? Now, I know what she said. Aggressive begging is not a good thing. Of course it isn't a good thing. But come on, take a deep breath, Gillian. What have you got to say about this? Stupid woman.
Of course, if somebody's acting aggressively or being a nuissance, then that is different. So, the police are operating.
Sorry, Secretary of State, we're running out of time. You were a little late to us. What about if they smell? The bill states that rough sleepers might be considered a nuisance if there's an excessive smell. So if you smell, you might be arrested.
So, yeah, you can be arrested if you're considered a nuisance. And one of the ways you may be considered a nuisance as a rough sleeper, who, funny enough, haven't got a shower in your tent normally, if you're lucky enough to have a tent. Don't think cardboard boxes come with showers. But if you smell, you could be considered a nuisance, and technically you could be arrested. What do you say to that, Gillian? Look at her face. She looks like a smug, satisfied toad. There's no answer to this question. She knows it, but she's still going to sell her soul and try and defend it.
Well, I mean, I think the most important thing, as I say, is to make sure we help people off the streets. No, I'm not saying it's funny, and I'm saying the most important thing is to help people off the streets. That's why we're putting £2 billion
people be arrested if they smell
into this. Well, no, people should not be arrested just if they smell. But of course, what we'll be doing is be considering any legislation. But Kay, the most important thing is what we're doing, £2 billion to make sure that we help.
Then why criminalise people if they find themselves sleeping rough? It's not a lifestyle choice, despite what Suella Braverman says.
Thank you, Kay. It's not a lifestyle choice, despite what Suella Braverman says. You might have 1% of homeless people for whom it's a lifestyle choice. Oh my God, honest to God, sometimes I just despair of Britain. Honestly, I do. This is the attitude that people have. So all in the meanwhile, so you can be arrested for being a homeless person who smells, but you can evade your taxes, massively evade your taxes. You can do all sorts of things as long as you're one of Snaky Sunak's brigade, as long as you're one of the club, you can break the law, the PPE scandal, you can be Michelle Mone, you can do anything you like. It can be a Tory, as long as you're a Tory donor, Tory supporter, do whatever you like. But oh my God, if you're a poor, unfortunate, homeless person, right on the edge of life as it is, probably wouldn't take much to push you over the edge to take your own life. But you could get arrested if you smell. Well, maybe you'd rather be arrested. You get arrested, at least will you get put in prison though? What will you get? A fine? How are you going to pay the fine? What the fuck is behind this? So what they're going to do? Move them on. Move them on where? They'll be out with a machine gun soon, just shooting them all. I'm surprised they haven't brought that up as a bill yet. Honest to God, this country is just sliding into, well, fascism, really. It is horrible. Where has all the compassion gone for people less fortunate than yourself? Do what you can. You can't save all the homeless people, probably, though we have talked about it before on a video. It wouldn't cost, in the grand scheme of things, wouldn't cost that much to eradicate homelessness. About £1.5 billion in Britain. How much did they waste over test and trace and PPE crap, and all these people that have made fortunes during COVID, fortunes, been made lords, been made ladies, been made dukes and duchesses, and God knows what, all of them. It is disgusting. It's a cesspit. And then they're blaming it on the homeless people, and people like Gillian Keegan, who used to be a reasonably decent person, have sold their soul. They're going down the river with all this horrible. And I tell you who's at the point of it now is Rishi Sunak, because he does not care about homelessness. He doesn't, does he? He does not care about anyone except Elon Musk. Anyone who's rich he cares about. Anyone that, you can be a fanboy too. God, he was practically drooling over Elon Musk. I thought he was going to propose to him or something. That's the sort of man who's running Britain. He's not even elected. Ran over. Oh my God. Well, let's just listen to the last of what this idiot's got to say.
No, it's not a lifestyle choice. Normally people have, had a lot of hardship before they got to that point. I've spoken to many people in that situation. Usually they'll have suffered some kind of breakdown, or they'll be addicted to something, and they need support and help into homes. However, you know, it is still not acceptable if people are threatening, or there was some talk of, you know, sort of aggressively begging near to cash points, etc. So that's, you know, you do have to get the balance and the line right.
Why then include, sorry, Secretary of State, it's much easier when you're in the studio, but we're almost out of time, and you are down the line. There is a slight delay. Why does the bill then say that rough sleepers might be considered a nuisance if there's an excessive smell? How ridiculous, some might say, to put that in the bill.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at that detail of it, but I mean,
she hasn't looked at that detail of it. What have you been doing? Sat playing Spider Solitaire? She hasn't even read the bill. Just fuck off, Gillian. Just fuck off, all of them. Fuck off. Sorry. Bye.
I guess the word is excessive.
Bye.